Ancient Macedonia. In the Archaic period, local populations as well as colonists from southern Greece and Ionia lived in Macedonia. In the 7th century BC, at a decisive moment for the region's history, the dynasty of Argead Macedonians was to establish its kingdom with Aie, today Vergina, as the capital.
The Macedonians were one of the northwestern Greek tribes whose kings claimed to be the descendants of King Temenos of Argos in the Peloponnese, and the myth maintained that Temenos was descended from Heracles. Under the rule of a series of important kings, the Macedonians would spread out and expand their kingdom.
They spoke a dialect of Greek. Economic and cultural relations between the Macedonian kingdoms and the cities of southern Greece and Asia Minor encouraged the development of commerce and the arts.
Following the Persian Wars and through the rest of the 5th century BC, the Kingdom of Macedonia emerged as one of the era's significant powers. During the same time that Athens was in its golden age, Perdiccas II, followed by his son Archelaus, ruled in Macedonia.
Around 400 BC, Archelaus transferred the state's capital to Pella in central Macedonia. Important artists and leading intellectuals of the age were hosted at his court. Among them was the tragedian Euripides. While a guest of the king, he would write both the Archelaus and the Bacchae, works inspired by the Macedonian king and his kingdom.
About 40 years later, King Philipp II would rule northern Greece. In the years that followed, he came to dominate all of Greece. Philip was assassinated in the fall of 336 BC. His son, Alexander III, ascended the throne.
In 334 BC, Alexander began a pan-Hellenic campaign to punish the Persians for attacking Greece and liberate the Greek cities of Asia Minor. His army would conquer the enormous Persian Empire and reach the Indus River. Alexander died on June 13, 323 BC. He was just 33 years old, but he had managed to change the course of history. After Alexander's death, a new era dawned for the Greek world, the Hellenistic Age. Alexander's kingdom was divided among his generals, the so-called Diadochi. Ceaseless strife broke out among the successors, each of them aiming to establish himself on the throne of Macedonia, one of the kingdoms which emerged from Alexander the Great's empire. Strife continued until Antigonas Gonatas assumed the throne in 276 BC. Antigonus's successors would govern with wisdom.
During the Hellenistic Age, the capital of Pella became the most brilliant city in the kingdom. Its monumental agora and large houses, adorned with wall paintings and mosaics, reflect the prosperity of a city that was determining the fortunes of all of Greece. Monumental tombs, frequently decorated with splendid wall paintings, became fashionable among the Macedonian aristocracy.
But from the early 3rd century BC, looting by the armies of Epirus and the Galatians caused great damage to the country. In the 2nd century BC, the era's rising military power, Rome, became the overriding threat.
At the Battle of Pydna in 168 BC, the last Macedonian king, Perseus, was defeated by the Roman general Aemilius Paulus. Not long afterwards, Macedonia would become a province of the Roman Empire.
The Roman province of Macedonia was initially attacked by numerous barbarian peoples. Later, It would become the scene of civil strife between Julius Caesar and Gaius Pompeius, and between Mark Antony and Octavian, who clashed at Philippi in 42 BC. During the famous Pax Romana, lasting from 31 BC to the end of the 2nd century AD, Macedonia enjoyed stability.
A relatively just administrative system and a good network of roads, of which the most important was the Via Egnatia, would bring prosperity and security.
Macedonia would gradually develop from a Roman province into one of the most important regions of the Byzantine Empire, where both Byzantine art and culture would flourish.
In the following exhibition halls are presented aspects of the civilization which evolved in Macedonia from the 7th century BC through late antiquity.